Hello, this is Jeff Sirkin coming to you from New York City with how I make some really good money trading the Ichi Moku clouds. Here is my favorite setup for a long entry using the Ichi Moku clouds. I'm going to keep this video short and very, very basic for beginner traders. I'm only going to show the long entry. I use about 5 other types of entries, but for the purpose of my very first video, I'm only doing one short, simple one. First, I want to explain the lines you need to know about for entries using the cloud system. And I'm bringing up the SPY for this one. Okay, and I already marked it. So there are a few lines that you'll need to know about. First, here is the star. That's the red line is the baseline. The blue I put a heart is the conversion line. And the olive color here is the lag, which is 26 days before the current price. Also notice the green cloud and a red cloud. Also notice no price, but a green cloud all the way to the right. So now I'll show a favorite entry. Oh, let me show the rules for my entry. First, if I enter, I want the blue line to be above the red. In this case here, you see the blue above the red. I want the cloud to the right, the far right, to be green. I want the lag line above the cloud. And I want price to have been in a cloud and to come out of the cloud for an entry on the upside. Also, the entry candle must be green, and the entry candle must have a higher price than the previous day. Also, I never enter before earnings. So let me show you an entry I would have gotten in on the SPY S&P 500. This is back in time, but it's still a good example. So notice over here, I put some stars on it, and this is the entry. If you see the little mark here. Okay, because the price was in the cloud over here. You see it in the cloud here. I'll try to mark it. The price is in the cloud, even though the cloud is red. And now the price crossed the cloud above. So I don't enter here because it's only the first day it went above and it gapped up. I don't enter on the next one because it's a red candle. So here's a green entry candle that I would have gotten in. And notice I'm get the crosshairs. And I would stay in and stay in and stay in until the price hits the blue line again. Always take profits going up. You can never lose taking profits. Also set a stop. Figure how much you're willing to lose and set the stop there. I try to set my stop very, very little. If I'm wrong, I can always get back in the next day or 2 days later. Never let yourself lose too much money. I have about a 72% accurate win ratio using my cloud technique. I've got about 5 or 6 entries. I'll do other videos on those. Coming back to more modern times with the SPY, I put a yellow star at the most recent entry. Let me see if I could move it so we can get the price up. Okay, see if I can move this up for everyone. No. Oh, well, it won't let me move it. Let me take it off. You see where it is now, so I'll take that off. You see, here's the candle. So the price was in the cloud, in the cloud, in the cloud. It went above the cloud here. Here's where it started. It started here, if you can see my cursor. But the next ones were red, no entry, no entry, and here would be the entry. Because also you have the blue line above the red, and you've got the lag line above the cloud, and the green cloud to the right. And so entering over here, you'd stay in. Maybe I would take profits here. So get in because I get a gap up. I take profits on the gap. Also over here is a big red candle. I would have gotten out. Remember, if you get out of a trade, you could always get back in. Somebody will sell it to you in a few days or tomorrow. So I would be out here because I don't like the big red candle. And I would just wait and watch. And now I would get back in over here if it lets me put the signal. So here would be a next entry where I'm making it here, a red star. And this is where I would enter. And notice how much profit, because it came back above the blue line, above. And maybe, again, take profits. You can never go wrong taking profits. I don't really have I have an exit strategy, but if I'm making money and take profits, I always get right back in. Let me show one more where I got in and did really well, which was IRM, and I have set that up for people. Okay, I put my symbols in earlier. Notice how, I'll expand it so we can see. Notice how over here, the candles are moving. It's not a buy here because it didn't go in. Over here, the price went into the cloud ever so slightly. The next day, price is still in the cloud ever so slightly. So the next entry, see this, the next one, it came above the cloud, but it's not an entry. This one here is not an entry because over here is the first day of a trade. If the first day above the cloud, I wouldn't enter. So I would just wait. If you're patient and wait, you make money. Here would be an entry because it cleared the cloud here. So I would get in the next day after it cleared the cloud. The first day after it clears the cloud, I have the heart on it. It would be earnings, but don't get in before earnings. But for example, here, or the day of the earnings is okay. But enter, the earnings is coming up, don't enter. Okay, so now notice here, you'd stay in, and probably I would take profits. I put a little symbol here on this red candle over here. You see a little, if I can make it bigger, you see a little box I wrote above it. Is an exit, a good profit. And now again, here is another entry. So look at IRM. Earnings came out, but the price went down. But it went in the cloud. Notice in the cloud here, the price is, I don't know if you can see my cursor moving. I'm just going to mark it here like this. Things in the cloud here, maybe with a heart. My writing system is not good today. Oh, well. But you see things moving around, I hope. Here it is. See over here, don't get in here. It's in the cloud. Okay, so over here, it comes out of the cloud is not an entry. Over here, it gaps up is not an entry because it's the first day out of the cloud. The next day, no entry is red. No entry is red. Here, maybe I don't like it's a doji. I don't like there was not much price movement. I would enter here. Notice that it would lose after the first day. So it would be a losing trade. I would get out over here and take a small loss. However, notice the chart. Okay, so when you get out, just keep patiently watching the same chart to get back in. So notice here is an entry to get back in because it's losing, it's below the blue line, below the blue line, below the red line, coming up to the blue line, not a trade yet. This is indecision. Over here is above the blue line. This would be a good entry, or maybe even the next candle here, if it permits me to make the star. It is. Or the next one even. Notice that if you're patient, wait, it had one loss on this one over here. But if you're patient and wait, the chart would be making money. Maybe get out here at a super good profit and then get back in over here. And I trade in and out of IRM all the time. So this is my short first video. And if you have questions, leave your questions in the comment section, and I will make other videos answering the comments. And if you like the video, click like. And thank you so much for listening. And may you be blessed with infinite prosperity. Now I don't have to figure out how to get out of this. Here we go.